Suddenly, you're going to have a lot more time to fill. And what will you do?
Stare at a wall.
If you're under 16 and in the UK, you could be banned from Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X. This was all announced by the UK government on Monday morning as part of a proposed social media ban, and there are different rules for 17 and 18-year-olds too. So let's go through what we know and what questions you might have.
Are there specific apps that are not getting banned?
So a complete list of which platforms the ban would apply to hasn't been released. These are the ones we know so far for people aged 16 and under. The government has said it would cover those whose purpose is to enable social interaction and which allow users to post material. They also say they don't intend to include messaging services such as WhatsApp and Signal, and it doesn't appear to cover gaming platforms. If you're under 17, you could be restricted from live streaming and chats with strangers. And if you're under 18, you could see overnight curfews on social media to stop infinite scrolling. The Prime Minister has said the government plans to pass regulations before Christmas. This could allow the ban to be introduced by spring 2027. We went around the UK to see what you think of the ban.
I don't know, 14, 15-year-olds, I feel like it can be a way of connecting with people and learning about the world, but then I also appreciate having unrestricted access to the world can be really dangerous.
Again, we luckily haven't experienced anything online that's bad, but I have definitely received messages from people before that I've just sort of had to block and delete. So I mean, it could be a really good positive thing because it would definitely reduce outside people sort of getting into your brain, especially in regards to cyberbullying and things like that.
I think that definitely restrictions definitely need to be put in place. I wonder whether a complete ban may be too much.
I think, to be honest, it's probably a good thing because there's content online that under 16s probably shouldn't be seeing. Like my sister, she's annoyed that it's coming in place, but I think it's a good thing, to be honest.
What about you?
Yeah, no, same really. It's not great, but I think there's probably things the ban would protect the younger children from. But I could see from their perspective how it'd be quite annoying at the same time, so yeah. I really don't know. I feel like they'll find a way probably to get around the ban. That's usually what happens, but...
Yeah, if you were 16 now, do you think you'd know how to get around this ban?
I'd probably find a way. If I really wanted to, I'd find a way, so I don't know how effective it'd be.
Did you say you've got a younger sister? Do you think she'll get around this ban?
She probably will, somehow. She'll figure it out, because she'll find out if her friends are wanting to get around it, she will too. She'll just follow what everyone's doing.
I think it's okay. I feel like they're trying to grow up too quickly anyway, so I think it's fine.
I don't know about that. I don't agree with that.
Why?
It's a massive part of their youth, isn't it? No, I don't agree with that, no.
Okay, so some of the platforms that are being banned are TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube. Do any of them surprise you?
I feel like people are going to get their way onto it either way. They've banned it. People will still find their way to get on it. You're never going to stop it completely. Yeah.
From those platforms, do any of them surprise you that are on the list?
Probably YouTube.
Yeah?
I feel like there's some kid programs on YouTube, that'd be okay. But
Yeah. They're also considering bringing in a curfew for 16 to 17-year-olds. It's not definitely happening, but what do you think about the idea of that, a curfew coming in?
I have a sister, she's 13, so I think that's okay. I'd be fine with that.
You'd like to see your sister have a few more restrictions? Well, she is now.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine.
What do you think about the curfew idea?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair enough. If people are trying to get them into bed for school and stuff, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
For kind of health and safety, mental health especially, it's good. But on the other side of the coin, it's they're going to struggle to see their friends and stuff like that. That is the idea.
Can you see any benefit of it?
Yeah, like I say, health and mental health is the kind of the big one, obviously, and that's what it's for. It's the overexposure. As soon as they're as soon as they get a phone, everyone's on Instagram and Snapchat and everything. I think that it's hard to report that kind of thing if you are getting kind of abused online or anything like that.
I think it's a good point about the social aspect of it. There'll be an immediate impact on. It will be harder for children to socialise with their friends, but hopefully that'll bring back sort of in-person meetings and bring back sort of hobbies that have declined recently because everyone's just online.
I don't think it should happen.
If you ask me, it's just a waste of time.
I do a lot of music, and I release obviously music on Spotify and that, and I promote all that through social media and stuff, so it takes that output off me straight away, which then again kills trying to build a fan base and trying to find people to listen to it. So it's not great.
I think I'd miss Instagram the most because I'm not on it 24/7. It's just I usually post I've got a private account, so I've got most of my friends on it, and I just post nice photos I take every month, and I just share memories and stuff. So I'm probably gonna miss that. But I'm usually on TikTok or Snapchat to communicate with my friends. So.
And how often? How many hours a day do you think you might be using it?
Probably 5 to 6 hours a day. So.
And what do you think you would do in those 5 or 6 hours if you couldn't go on social media?
I'd probably go out more, or watch movies and stuff, or play video games.
I checked it yesterday. It was about 6, in between 6 hours 40 something minutes
Per day?
per day.
And what do you think about that? Positive, negative?
It's moderate. It's not too much. It's not too little.
My sister's, she's on Snapchat and that, and she's coming home saying, oh, people have said this and someone said that, and it gives her a bit of a negative outlook on things. And there's a lot of chit chat and people being mean, to say it lightly.
But is there other reasons why the ban has been announced?
Why it's happening and what is happening behind the scenes.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said keeping children off social media is the best way to keep them safe online. And he's been pretty firm, saying he won't compromise on the safety and happiness of our children, and has accused platforms of being designed to be addictive. Here's our politics correspondent, Henry Zeffman.
What Sir Keir Starmer has announced today is a massive shift for British society, a near blanket ban on social media access for under-16s. There is broad support across the political spectrum for this. Earlier this year, in fact, the government was rejecting efforts by the Conservatives and Liberal Democrats to introduce just this kind of ban. The government said that it wanted time to consider its own consultation. Well, the consultation that they launched came back with overwhelming support from those who carried out its survey, parents especially, into this sort of ban, and that is why the government has now acted. Crucially, it also means that you can be pretty sure this is going to happen. It's not likely to get bogged down in the House of Commons or House of Lords, because practically everyone over in that place now supports a ban like this. It is notable that Keir Starmer has announced this policy at the start of a week where his future as Prime Minister could be conclusively settled. Perhaps this time next week we will know that he might be replaced as Prime Minister and leader of the Labour Party. But if you look at the possible candidates to succeed Sir Keir Starmer, Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Wes Streeting, the former Health Secretary, it is extremely likely that they would keep this policy in place. Sir Keir Starmer has said that the ban will come into force in the spring of 2027. There are still unanswered questions about how exactly various elements of this policy would work, in particular how users' age will be verified when they attempt to use social media platforms. And that is sparking some cynicism among some politicians who say this announcement has been rushed because Keir Starmer is desperate to get it announced before potentially he gets turfed out of Downing Street. If Sir Keir Starmer does leave office before long, this could end up being one of the biggest, if not the biggest, elements of his prime ministerial legacy. Whatever happens with his position over the coming days and weeks, this is one of the most consequential things he has done as Prime Minister.
So what else did you want to know?
How would they enforce it and make sure people aren't just lying about their age?
How will it work? To be honest, the scary thing is, how are they going to be verifying the age of these children?
This is still a little unclear. The government says highly effective age assurance measures would be used, but hasn't given more detail. But it will likely be companies using tech that either estimates or verifies someone's age. That could be through asking for ID or face scans. Other methods include when over 18s had to prove their age to access adult content were credit card checks, email-based age estimation, and facial age estimation. And one trade body said bank accounts, electoral registration records, and provisional driving licenses could theoretically be used. The government say Ofcom, a UK regulator, will set out different options that are accurate, robust, reliable, and fair in the coming months. Our technology editor, Zoe Kleinman, has been looking at how this might work.
In Australia, 7 out of 10 children who had social media accounts before the ban still have access to at least some of them now. The problem is believed to be that the age verification methods used by the tech companies aren't good enough, and children are finding ways around them by using VPNs or fake IDs. Ofcom, the industry regulator in the UK, has until October to come up with tougher alternatives. But ultimately, it will be down to the tech companies, not parents and not children, to make sure that their users are old enough. Live streaming and strangers being able to connect with children will also be restricted, and there might even be overnight curfews for 16 and 17-year-olds as well. It's due to come into force next spring, but the tech companies say they're not convinced a ban is the best solution. They say a ban could push teenagers into smaller, less safe spaces on the internet, as well as isolating them from digital communities. Others say the way people behave online is a society problem, not a technology problem. Right diagnosis, wrong cure, was how someone put it to me.
Here's what Keir Starmer had to say about the enforcement.
The enforcement will be on the platform providers, not on the children. I think it's really important that we make that clear. We're not going to start taking action against 13 and 14 and 15-year-olds who are trying, as they always will, to get around rules that adults put in their path. So this is absolutely aimed at those that are providing the circumstance, the platform.
As to if it will actually work, the only real-life example at the moment is Australia. They introduced a social media ban for children in December 2025, which the government said they'll follow. Their ban applies to 10 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, TikTok, X, YouTube, Reddit, Kik, and Twitch, but didn't include Roblox or Discord, and it's faced a lot of problems. More than 6 months later, one student told us recently that in her grade of more than 170 students, only 3 were now not on social media. And 70% of parents told Australia's internet regulator their children were still on these platforms, a recent survey found, which suggests that a large amount of under-16s in the country have either kept their profiles, managed to create new ones, or bypass the age verification. We've heard stories of children using photos of their parents to scan, using VPNs, or tips on social media saying to sign up with a parent's email. No fines have been handed out yet, but the eSafety Commission is investigating potential non-compliance by Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube. One campaign group, Big Brother Watch, says age verification on platforms will be an enormous privacy intrusion, and that social media sites will become digital ID checkpoints. Other civil and digital rights campaigners have warned making people hand over ID or biometric data can put their privacy and data at risk. And it's not going far enough for some. The Children's Commissioner, Dame Rachel de Souza, said the social media ban should be extended up to the age of 18 rather than stopping at 16. So what have the social media companies said about the ban? YouTube said it is a vital resource for young people and that the ban risked pushing children towards anonymous, less safe services. Meta, who own Facebook and Instagram, said the ban would not achieve the goal of keeping teens safe online. They said, as we've seen in Australia, bans risk isolating teens from online communities and information and driving them to unregulated alternatives that lack built-in protections and parental controls.